All right, thanks for joining me today. Hopefully this one will be pretty simple. Been a while since I've done a upgrade installation video, and so I really wanted to bring this one to you. So what we have here today is the Demko Shark Cub, and this is in their Grivery, plasticky version with the small pivot. And I do have a updated pocket clip here from Lynch Northwest pocket clip, which I do really like, and it has a really great feel to it. But what we have here is from Original Goat. We have a package arrived today. It comes with a pretty cool sticker. A thank you for your purchase, scan for installation tips. I actually scanned this and I didn't find anything on the Shark Cub. I did see their installation instructions for the 8020 and the 8020.5. We have here are the first aftermarket scales I could find for the Shark Cub. So these are very, very sweet. These are aluminum in their wings pattern by Original Goat. As well as, I believe this color was one of their custom colors. It was the Orchid custom color. So these are aluminum with custom colorization. So for specifically the small pivot Demko Shark Cubs. So this has been what I consider probably could be my #1 day in, day out carrier. It's just pretty much just about the perfect size. It's got a nice blade, got a nice stonewash finish on it. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, this is OS 10A and Taiwan made. But these scales, I mean, they garnish you a little bit of traction, but nothing like you could get from G10. So I'm really looking forward to, getting a little bit more texture. I will say aluminum is not my favorite scale material. I will have to say Micarta or G10 tends to take that cake. And then if I do go into metals, I tend to like titanium. Aluminum just always kind of feels cold to me. And often aluminum doesn't have the texturing I'm looking for. But I was super excited when I saw that these were coming, so I placed it during the pre-order. My son actually picked the color. I think it looks pretty nice. It's kind of a gray, but in certain lightings has a little bit of blue hue to it. So I think we'll just go ahead and move forward and get going with this. Biggest thing here is going to be not to lose the spring that is in the lock. So that's going to be my goal here. I've already replaced it once when last time I did a disassembly, it shot across the room and I lost it. So hopefully we'll do better today. So we're going to go ahead and remove the pivot screw. Last couple times I've done these videos, I have resorted to fast forwarding through, or high speed recording, I guess I should say, through the actual disassembly and installation. But I've had several comments on YouTube of viewers that have said, hey, that's maybe the most important part. So could you actually show it to us? So I think we're going to do that today. We're going to try and just shoot this as one long video. Now, if I'm lucky here, I will not lose said spring. Okay, both those screws are out. Go ahead and set these aside. Now, a lot of people will recommend taking the scale off underneath, something like a piece of Tupperware. That's actually not a terrible idea. I usually just put something over top of it. so that if the spring shoots out, it has something to come in contact with. Of course, I'm maybe jumping ahead since the spring's still covered. So this is going to be the part where it gets exciting. I forgot that the spring wasn't exposed yet. Okay, here we go. Like a magic trick. The only thing I don't like about this is I can't see what I'm doing that well. Okay, that's off. Yeah, there it is. Spring was kind of coiled like this, like it wanted to go. So there's the spring no one wants to lose. Now, I will say it doesn't hurt to have they sell 3-pack replacements. I'm pretty sure it's the same exact spring for, whether it be for the 20.5 or the Shark Club. So when I lost mine, I just replaced it with one from the pack for the 20.5. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and take this as an opportunity just to do a full disassembly and a cleanup. Why not? We're already here. And I'm going to put this on pause. I need a little bit of alcohol. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. And I did find my microphone, which I didn't have one earlier, so hopefully the sound's a little bit better now. We'll see. But like I said, it's been a while since I've done one of these, so a little bit out of practice, so just stick with me. So, just to clean our bearings with a little bit here. Okay, so I think we're pretty close to ready. All right, this looks nice. So, what I always like to do before I put it back together is kind of get what the layout's going to be. Usually I'll pop a picture for posterity of the original versus what we're getting ready to do. So pivot, pivot, 3 back spacers, 1, 2, 3, standoff 1, 1, 2, and that looks like the 3rd. Okay, and then our screws. Just gonna do that. Lock, pocket clip. Okay, washer, washer. Okay. All right, so now we're getting ready to start putting everything together. Been cool if it had been like a line or delete, but I'm not sure if that's possible considering the type of lock. So I think what I'd like to do is kind of build this like a taco. To them. So it's important when you're installing these to make sure you get, there you go, get flush. Definitely easier to find than what I've had to deal with on the Benchmates. So there's our lock, right? Nice and easy. Oh, I see. So on the top here, on the bottom, they're just kind of rounded. They don't matter. But on the other side, that flat piece does matter. So we're going to go ahead and maybe install those onto the show side. Now, are all these screws the same size? They appear to be. Okay. So we'll just pick one. Get a little bit of our Loctite. Okay. Remembering that this is the show side. Is that the show side? Which means I may have my pivot in the wrong direction. That's kind of annoying. Okay, so I'm going to have to switch this over, build it from the other side, which is fine. Figures that something would go wrong, but not a big deal because I really haven't done much anything here so far except just take it apart and clean it up. I don't need that much Loctite on it. Okay, so what I was saying was that's the show side. So I really want to get, that pivot needs to be flipped, brought over here. No big deal. Okay. Oh, step. Come on. Come on, Larry. Been a while, like I said, but no excuse for being silly. Okay. There we go. It's okay. No big deal. And we got to find the flat piece here. Make sure it's on there flush. Good. All right. Basically just doing the reverse of what we had already done. Now we'll put our lock on. Okay. It's pretty simple. Just got to get that spring to go in and not shoot out. Okay, spring's in place. If we're real gentle, okay, looking good. All the way across. Things on nice and tight. Good. Coming together very nicely. Okay. Probably should put the pivot in first, but I didn't feel like switching bits here. Let's get that started. That's interesting. Loosen that one up a little bit. Gives a little bit of flex. There it goes. Okay. Nice. Got that texture on these aluminum scales. I mean, even with this thing loose, don't even want to move. It's nice. gonna have to loosen everything up, I guess, when we put this pivot in. Okay, very nice. So other than my snafu about the pivot with, I really wanted this on the show side with the screw on the clip side, that went pretty easy. So I'm just kind of going around tightening everything up. Now these are T6s, so you do need to be careful. I will say they machined them really nicely, so they have nice deep pockets in them, but you don't want to go over the top. I will say on any of the Demkos I've had, I've not really had an issue with screws backing out or anything like that. Just trying to clean in here, a little bit of goo. Okay. Whoa. See something so I can see that back. Perfectly centered. A little bit of play there. That's one thing you don't typically get with the Demkos. We just want to get it. Oh, right there. Look at that. I mean, there's nothing, no shift, no wobble, no pivot lash. So thumb roll, perfect. God, that grip. That's really, really cool. Honestly, I'm beside myself excited about that. Need to break in a little bit. Maybe I just need to get used to them. I mean, these feel, even though they're aluminum, they have this real chalky kind of dusty feel to it. And you've got the wings, so you have texturing here. I don't know how well you can see that. If I was to kind of get it up here, but you can see there's texturing running this way. Then you have the wings, a deep texture, and then back here the texturing is running this direction. So you've got grip all over the place. Not okay. So let's just try our drop. If we look at the shape of these scales, they changed it. So you can see here on the original, see that? So you can see we're wider through here. We get rid of these finger grooves. So now you just have one smooth groove. Wow, no sharp edges. Look at that, buffered down nicely. Nothing sharp through here. So OG did a really, really good job with these. Now it's interesting. I don't think they gave us any option to whether or not we wanted to maintain the finger grooves. Looking to see here. Looks like it's just a hair longer too. So you can see that. I think it makes it a little bit easier to hold. Doesn't force your fingers into a specific configuration. It's like it's about the same thickness. But anyway, I did think that was something to point out, is that it does change the silhouette just a hair, right? So you can see there. Same thing on this side, right? Wider through here, no extra finger groove there. So it really changes the footprint of the scales. But in terms of a grip, not having those grooves there allows your fingers to kind of sit wherever they're comfortable. You still have this one here, but you're not forced into that second configuration. So I just thought that'd be good to point out. You have to give a little sling when you're doing the reverse flick. I wonder if we can back off just a hair. Starting to feel the tiniest bit of movement. I don't want to feel any movement. I'd rather let it have no movement than let it break in. Okay, no movement there. Wow, that is rock solid. So there you have it. We have the Demko Shark Cub in the slicer configuration with the Lynch Northwest aftermarket pocket clip, which this is their in-house kind of a matte black finish here with their logo. Just kind of has a bit of a gold coloration rather than silver, but very, very nice. And then the original goat aluminum aftermarket replacement scales in the wings configuration, wings, with the orchid as the coloration, kind of a blue-gray. So this thing is now going to spin just, this thing's going to be hard to beat for just a daily carry. I mean, you got, it's rock solid, perfect length, can go either hand just as easy, right, left. Very, very easy to maintain. Good, you know, solid steel, you know, not some super steel, but does the job just right for a user. And now we have texture, and this thing feels phenomenal. All right, guys, let me know what you think in the comments section. I do believe that these are the very first aftermarket scales that I've seen for the Demko Shark Cub. If I am wrong, please correct me. Let me know about others. I'd love to find some G10 scales. But this just makes this a whole new knife. This is wonderful. All right. Thanks, guys. Take care. See you soon. Bye. Thanks for joining us today, and hit that subscribe button. See you soon.